already know the vibes. Supreme Rising, you already know the vibes. Snark at the Wise. See the title, Now and Then. You know what's important about now and then? Comprehension. Like, if I was to say what I'm about to say, if I was to say what I'm about to say right now, back then, it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I'm saying? Because things had to, it was like first time experiences for a lot of the things that took place back in the day. So you couldn't be like equal nothing, like as far as equal knowing, you know what I'm saying, perception, understanding that wasn't even available. And what I'm unfortunately what I'm starting to comprehend is the original seed of divinity. There's very few, if any, that really thinks on that level of existence anymore. Like there's no original concept of divine seeds just here without having to find out what that is. It don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a divine seed because I had to grow back to it, even though it was always here for me. Nobody showed me directly. I kind of woke up to it without anybody guiding me in that direction, right? But it wasn't natural. You know what I'm saying? I've thought premeditated before. You know what I'm saying? I've done things that people would consider not moral. You know what I'm saying? Our fault. I've done a lot of crazy things, you know what I'm saying, growing up, like bad. You know what I'm saying, as far as hurting people. And it wasn't good as a kid. It wasn't good to be like that. So this is what I mean by, yeah, we're created by divine, but we all had inherent evil in us. Every last person in existence. And back in the day, now and then, you could have said the divine seed is plentiful. You could have said that back in the day. You could have said these are the children of divine via character. You could have said that back in the day. You can't say that today. It's not a thing that it's not a thing that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like you may believe that unless and then a lot of people they want to be in that place by talking you to death and telling you that that's who they are. And that's not even the truth, yo. There's no real divine seeds here, yo, unless you're a diehard awakened divine seed. You know what happens to seeds that won't grow when they sit too long? They kind of calcify. And like the seed itself, the mineral or the shell that's around the seed, it starts to lock itself around the nutrients that make a plant grow. So it kind of makes a cast on it. And when that happens, you have to give it more nutrients to open up the seed so it'll be available to grow. And see what's crazy about that is it's the same way with people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you a divine seed, but to get you to understand what that is, you need more love and more nutrients to gain that level of knowledge. And despite us trying to give it from our perception here on earth, divine has to give it to you so you can unlock or awaken to the character and the respect and the understanding and the disciplines that come with your creation as a divine seed. Reason why I say it that way is because there's so many more things that are acclimated to the divine seed, right? If we just take this understanding and put it on a regular seed, you have temperature control, you have, climates, you have the medium it's supposed to grow in, the atmosphere, the person taking control of it. All of that comes into understanding when you grow in a seed. Now, if we take that same retrospect and put it on people, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. The nutrients you take in. the person that rose you or raised you. You see what I'm saying? The medium that you grew on. All that shit is important. Same as a regular seed. And if you don't have that balance, by the time you get any age in your life, you know what you're gonna do? Think you know what the fuck you're talking about. And that's dangerous for people who don't know pretty much anything. Deeper than that, divine is a guide through all of this shit. Like you really don't have to say anything. Like my nanny used to be like, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say shit at all. I was thinking about doing like a review channel for music and food and shit like that, right? And my idea was slightly different. And it speaks to this energy as a notion because I don't like saying things that are wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't like talking wrong to people unless it's constructive, right? So I don't like pointing out, negative things. I just won't say nothing. I won't just like, yo, you're fucking ugly, or yo, your feet look like duck feet. I won't, you know what I'm saying? Like I won't just do some random disrespectful shit. If I ain't got nothing nice to say, I'm not gonna say it. And I'm thinking even in my review channel, that would be a nice thing to do. Like review the things that I have great things to say about. And they'd be like, so what's your review on that? I have nothing to say. That just means that I have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was just my understanding. And these are, like, not for nothing. We look at divine understandings, yo. We think of these things as, like, something you really have to do. In a sense, it is. But if it was what you were before it happened, would you have to consider it something you do? No, because it'll be something that you are. That's the difference. So if you go back like, I don't know, 100 videos, you'll hear me talking about addiction to life. People are addicted to life. You're addicted to the words that come out of your face. You're addicted to how you think. You're addicted to how you formulate, like how your lips move to say a word. You're addicted to all that shit, whether you know it or not. But you're never going to look at it that way because this is called obliviousness, attention span like 3 inches. You ain't going to really, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to really pay attention to it. And you're going to jump into these things all the time. This right here is self-control. That's really what it is. Like you have to be able to sit down and look at yourself and say, damn, this is what I want to say. This is how I want to put it out. This is me taking care about what I say when I say it. You don't need nobody to tell you to do that. Now, when you carry yourself in that way, that's a level of love because this means you're walking careful based off what you don't know about other individuals. That's an acclamation that we are growing into right now. But that's who we came from. The stories that they have as far as ancient Indian stories that existed before Christopher Columbus and the tribes that were on different islands. They literally, I remember coming across this story where they spoke about the Americas having like this strong warrior type group. And this is where they came to train in the Americas. And then in the islands, you had like the part of the same tribe where they were more with the love and more like the nurturing, where like the island might have been where they went to make love and relax from training, right? So they would go have their family, their woman over there, and be in this whole, community type energy. And then it was if we had any classification for anything, when training was going to begin or so-called work, they would go to the Americas to train, right? And they would live there too, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the warriors were. So they were more aggressive because they had to know what that was like. And at the time, back then, the Americas had elephants. The Americas had a lot of different animals. So this was a dope training ground. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of different, like how they got the lion over there. We got a lion here too. You know what I'm saying? We had big cats here too, different ones that don't exist no more. You know what I'm saying? So they don't talk about all that stuff, but this is how we moved. And we knew to differentiate between those different energies. And we had mastered that over billions of years. So naturally, we have this affinity to be nice to one another initially when we meet a fresh energy. That's just our natural affinity, especially from the men. Now, when you have that value coming from men that is not so procured in a way to where it's comfortable in a greeting, that's because they were shown that, yo. The first words any kid hear comes from their mom, yo. They don't come from their pops. They listening to their mother because their mother's always talking. A woman is always talking because she's always setting the motion. She's supposed to speak life. in everything. So women are always speaking. So the world knew that the woman was always going to be speaking. So they went to change her narrative of what she spoke about. Because the power that divine gave you wasn't just giving life, it was also having you speak life. So what you create, you would speak life into it, and it would literally be that. This is where the arrogance came from with women, thinking that they were goddesses over God. No, that was a gift given to you because that was the first creation. You were the first creation that divine made. The womb, the negative force. When divine showed up, the presence of divinity created a negative force, which divine took those waves from its existence and created a womb, which that energy formulated and dwindled down to the womb man. So divine created the woman first, and the adversary wanted to hurt divine by manipulating his first creation. Ain't nobody ever gonna tell you that. See, if I really break down the true Genesis story, a lot of you women gonna cry. Because it's not what you think. Not even close. But that's neither here or there. Only thing I'm saying is you got to understand the severities when we're talking about Almighty and people. We don't know the disdain and hatred in that vastness. You don't know it. You just know that somebody says it's contrastal. And if divine is everything in all things, what can be contrastal to that? It's almost like somebody sending out newsletters to lie, just to make you feel like there is an equal value to something that never can be matched. So, only thing I'm saying is divine didn't make no mistakes in having all this shit put together. I think, in my perception, I want to take that think out of there. In my perception, just how it was put, there's something going against something it can never reach. Period. It just wants to succeed that value. And because we haven't fully grown mentally, spiritually, and physically, it's easy to take over the creations. It took a long time to get us here, but it fucked us up really bad. And we don't look at what we love with some form of value unless it's something we're gaining from it or they're capable of doing something. That shit is crazy because these attributes only existed within the last 200 years. It's never been a thing, and we've been on this earth for a billion years. It's never been a thing. The way we handle each other has never been a thing. Only in the last 200 years. America itself is only, United States has only been officially United States for 200 years. I think their birthday coming up in like a couple days or some shit. So we don't really think about none of the history and the time frame of things. We just let people tell us whatever the fuck it is, and we go with shit. You know what I'm saying? And despite the problems that the country have, it's all manipulation on both scales. The disrespect falls on the original people. They straight disrespect the original people of the planet. And the other people, they manipulate the fuck out of them to make them believe something that they don't even fucking know. If anybody should be mad, they should be mad because they never was able to have an original thought. The other cultures, they never thought for themselves ever in their life. They don't know what it feels like to truly think for themselves. They think they do by the way they're acting, but that's the hard manipulation that they're dealing with. That's literally the hard manipulation that they're going through. Like, they do so much and they think that what they're doing is in benefit of them. But what if they knew that somebody was using them to make an outcome take place? How would that turn out? Like, would they turn against what's manipulating them? Because they know where they get their knowledge from. It's not like they don't know. They just thought that what they was telling them was in their interest, in their best interest. And soon to find out, they're gonna know fully their true history of complete. That everything that they went through was formulated by their own sect of energy. So that's neither here or there. They have to do their own research to get deep into that. But we've been knew that already. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when they first were sold into bondage, they was already trading their people amongst each other. And then they sold some of their women to the Moors. They did that and was like, yo, go sell them to the world because we need to spread around. They was sending their women out like fucking news flyers and shit. Like, take 100 of these news flyers over to Africa and let them know we got plenty of them. Yeah, they were the first negative everything. But they did it to themselves. We didn't even know that shit existed. And then they showed us how they were doing that. While we were trying to teach them to be civil, they were showing the opposite of everything divine. So it had nothing to do with the particular type of person. They were created to be the opposite of divine. So they used everything divine had just to bring it down low, now and then. So now you get to stand equal with something that you believe that you're supposed to be in that battle with. That's not how it was intended. Divine let the creation be, but then they took that creation and manipulated. That's where they get the ideals from the test tube or the laboratory shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be here, nothing can be here unless you have the dimensional aspects to be created here. All right? And that comes from the system itself. So nobody, a person can't say, ooh, boom, unless they are aligned with the dimension. So when you look at the other cultures, yes, they were supposed to acclimate to the earth. The times of old are supposed to be the times of new. What happened before is supposed to happen again. Nothing's new under the sun. So there were a culture of people that were blue, green, so dark, like they were red people. Why is this important? Because the melanin in the dirt, different tribes in the jungle, they ate off the land for real. I'm not talking about leaves and shit. They were literally eating the fucking clay for years. It's so much melanin in the ground from the breakdown, of course you're going to acclimate to the earth. So if you've been here a billion years, the first original people would be so intelligent right now. Be able to concept everything in this circumference of reality without doing much motion. You can call it what you want to call it, but it's time and evolution. It has nothing to do with somebody understanding how long we've been here and how we work. No, there's still new tribes being created to fucking day that you won't even see. And they pop up in the deepest parts of the jungles. They knew this. That's why they was destroying all the jungles back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember, like back in the 80s, they had like this, it'll be like a big heavy chain or something like that. And this shit was like dumb big, yo. And they would attach like two major big ass fucking these huge ass tractor machines to them, and the chain will be like, I don't know, about a mile long, and they'll just be on two sides and they'll just ride through the jungle, and that chain will just be pulling every tree out the ground from the bottom, just ripping it out. They didn't care to, cut anything individually. They tried to make it look like it was some lumberjack shit, but nah, they was just destroying everything because they knew people came out of those places. That was where all the nutrients was. All the breakdown was there. So they knew if they destroyed that, then they can stop the possibility of creations being made. Any other creations coming that was in a natural orient. You know what I'm saying? Natural orientation to this place. So that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of things that happen that we don't even know, yo. And even the negative aspect of things is based off of belief. It's not real. They're only angry because they think it's gonna move to the future of TV. Like, the whole world becoming a whole fucking mecca place, like just mechanical shit everywhere. The whole earth is just metal, no trees, no life. That's what they think they're gonna go. They think they're gonna do a whole nother ideology of Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like you think that it's about you. No, it's about defiling the Most High. Why? Superman story. Superman planet blew up, right? They out there fighting. Khalil, you got all the DNA inside your body. You can go over here and start a whole nother nation, right? And then they sent the evil ones on a piece of glass flying through the universe while the whole planet blew up. But he's like, I know I have a destination where you can go, and they have our same air, and you can live there, and da-da-da-da. And he goes to the earth. You see how they did that when they did that Superman story? And then they just sent them. Disrespect the Most High plainly in the whole thing. There wasn't no conjunction. There wasn't no agreeance. There wasn't no acceptance. There wasn't no, I'm sending a message and they're going to meet you. It was like, you could just go. So fuck the planet. So we're bigger than the planets now. We're bigger than the universe. There's no connection, there's no communication that needs to happen. All right, we'll see. Take your ass off this earth, though, and see how it works. Go ahead, walk off the earth if you that bad. Their planet was blowing up. Something gave them refuge, yo. They gave the soul refuge, the soul of life that inhabits certain cultures. They gave it refuge here. This is a mother earth. It creates life, yo. So the souls that were placed here was able to be filtered out. So you hear people say all the time, people are made out of clay. They're made out of clay. Why do they say that? Because clay is an original dirt substance that they use to form pots and stuff like that. They knew it was real malleable and moldable. The clay is deeper in the earth. They knew that this element was in every single person. You had a lot of tribe people eating white clay for the melanin, or the different levels of red clay for the blood in the dirt. Yeah, it's blood in the dirt. I'm not going there. But they would eat this over a period of years, and they would develop the immunity to the land where they are. If you go to Africa, it's some 7-year-old kids get bit by a hundred bees and they don't even swell up. But you take a person from Europe over there, this fucker look like he got beat up by 12 boxes. You know what I'm saying? Because the bees, when they sting, the immunity is not in your body. That means you don't have the melanin or the efficiency to do these particular things. So when they took that seed that was supposed to acclimate, they said, yo, we gonna remake this into another image. What image was it remade into? Now, if the adversary was stripped of all universal aspect, that means it cannot absorb nothing from divine, no more. So that means it was brought bare. It can't absorb light. It can't have no knowledge. It can't access. It's unfathomable now. So now you have this thing saying that it wants to go against the almighty of all things and remake shit into its image. Let's just take that on face value for a minute and see what that looks like. So remake something into its image. It wants to take from divine. It took from divine. It didn't want to play its natural role, right? And it was banished. Those are its characters, right? Those are its cats. How it moves. It knows nothing else but that. So you look at everything else on earth. Can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? And anybody else that starts to follow that retrospect has been taken over by the adversary. Watch what you say to people. Watch how you think. Be mindful. This is your war. You are fighting, not letting these other thoughts take you over and control you. Not letting them put you in a situation to where you divide up what's naturally for you. You can do whatever the fuck you want in this earth, but you have a place to be. That's all I'm saying. You have a place. You don't know that because you love the world. You know what I'm saying? And divine has never left you, waiting for a spark to light up in you so you can remember that. It's your choice, though. It's your choice, though. And manipulation is deep, yo. It's super deep. Somewhere in the bloodline that was accepted by somebody that has authority over the voice you speak, meaning they have DNA within you. So somebody in the past, now and then, right, might have said, this is the best thing for me right now, lack thereof of what they knew. And they went with it, not knowing they were signing a death warrant for the future. A lot of that happened, yo. A lot of that happened. I can go deeper in a lot of little small semantics and shit like that, but I really don't want to, because it doesn't make no sense. And I don't like making villains or heroes and shit like that for the story. It's basically, it is what it is, and you can't really change that. But if a person has to bring the knowledge to you, it's only two type of people that'll do that. Somebody who gives a fuck about you so damn much, or somebody who wants you to be hurt by the information they bring you. Only two people that exist in this world, yo. You know what I'm saying? And you know if they love you because they'll always be there, right? You won't have to look for them. Then motherfuckers like to come randomly out the blue and tell you some bullshit that don't exist. Our world is built off so many inadmissibles. We constantly fail one another. And then we justify our actions and our disrespect without taking accountability. Those are adversaric terms. Those are adversaric practices. Non-accountability, that's the shit Satan do. You don't even have to call it that. That's what the negative forces do. It doesn't want you to think that it's fucking existing. So if I'm watching you do some dumb shit, like I'm watching you, 2 minutes later, I didn't do it, the fuck is you talking about? You really gonna say that to me? All right, say less. Nothing to argue about. Life is crazy like that. And then we justify it in classifications of how social media popularizes things. You don't even get a paycheck. You get clout. I remember when clout was a soft word being spoke. Now clout has become loud. I remember it was a soft word. You'd be like, "What's that again?" Like, "Oh, that's when people like you." And oh, okay, okay. Like, it wasn't nothing serious. Like, it wasn't nothing that people took to the chest. More sad to the reality is you see all these things that didn't hold so much weight today. You see people thinking that they can play different roles in the world of the adversary, and they still try it where there's love. Most of the people I had in my life that failed me was people that I cared for, and I showed them what they know, what they now know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even, like, they might have been completely different before I seen them, and it's never not been like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember I dated this girl a long time ago, and I told her, I was like, "Yo, you gonna dump me?" She's like, "Why you say that?" I was like, "Cause you gonna get confident. You being around me is gonna make you so confident. It's gonna change your whole character." She's like, "I've been like this my whole life." I was like, "Yeah, but I got that. I got that. I have a tendency to upgrade people." You know what I'm saying? And I don't think she understood that shit. But when it happened in real time, I was like, "I told you he was gonna do this." And I was laughing though, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was almost like I had to play the role just so she would get exactly what she was supposed to get. Because it was destined for her not to be a walkover. Somebody to walk up and down her back. So that confidence that she gained from being around me, it made her like that. Unbeknownst to her, she forgot that whole shit and just became a greater person, a stronger, a more confident person. Did I ever throw that in her face? No, I didn't. Never did. Never went and said, "You know what? Remember I said this." Never did that because that was the power of the Most High working through me. It's not my job to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to maintain the gifts that divine give you. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, and unfortunately, when you have somebody that's willing to bring it to you without getting a receipt for it, you got to be mindful of what the fuck you talking about and how you moving around this world. And I've told people, I'll be like, "Yo, don't do this to me, yo. Please don't do this because I don't want divine mad at you. I really don't." Because I literally make sure every day I, me personally, I consort with the divine. I take any minute out of the day. I will stop shit just to give my time to the divine. And it's never no disrespect. It can never be disrespect towards the divine because I'm not having it. And that's my discipline. I don't need a religion to stay upright and daily for the Most High. I don't need a religion for that. I need to have self-control. Just like if you want to lift something heavy, you got to be strong to do that shit. You can't just do it. You can try. You be struggling like a motherfucker, shaking and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how that shit really works. Supreme Rising. I ain't even looking. Hey, what's going on, yo, Supreme? Hold on. Let me look at the thing down here. Y'all know I be doing that. So, Amelia Sandan Sandeo. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Um, and Rudo. Hi. And Rolando Saji got a question. If y'all still here, I'm sorry. I kind of go on like this flow. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tap into it, I just be flowing. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to give me a minute and just hang out with me. You know what I'm saying? And just listen. And then I'm going to eventually look at the screen. And when I do, you can get your question. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I use this as a time to share truth. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, if there's any questions, I apologize that I be in the zone, yo. That's just how it is. When you jump in the river, you're in the river. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it's gonna be. But anyway, Anyway, that just be the real spell though. You know what I'm saying? Like, despite what it is, divine is almighty, and anything that's functioning within something that divine wants to attach to or connect to, you don't have to worry about nothing. It's coming from the divine. It's not like if you go to work and you're like, yo, where's my locker? Or where do I go eat lunch at? Or what do we do at 12? Where do we have a break at? It's not like that. When you with divine, anything is fucking possible. I don't give a shit what it is. And if you have a limited scope of the way you think about divine, of course you're gonna have so many inadmissible issues. You're gonna be fucking stressed the fuck out. You're gonna be complaining about every fucking thing. You're gonna always have something pessimistic to say opposed to optimism. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that energy, it doesn't say you need help. It says you don't pay a fucking attention. That's what it says. Period. Like, you can say to somebody the simplest thing a million and one ways. You divine will show you everything through sincerity. And if it don't work, that means you're not sincerely wanting it. Period. This is not rocket science, yo. This should be crazy to me. I'll be like, yo, wait, say what? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. And it has to be like that. Like, if you're not gonna do anything right, you can't blame nobody else for the fact that you don't want to adjust none of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the hardest walk for me ever, yo. This shit is fucking hard, yo. It was hard to get close to the divine. I know this. But one thing I never lacked was sincerity. Never lacked it. I was gonna always be genuine with the divine, no matter what. Really didn't matter to me. If I was pissed off, I'm talking to the divine. If I was confused, I bring the confusion straight to the divine. If I'm lost, I bring lost to the divine. If I heard something I need to understand, I'll bring it to the divine. You know what divine gonna do? Show me where to find it. It works like that with anything. You just gotta be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself, yo. You can't be out here lying and thinking other motherfuckers will be falling for that dumb shit. I'm not like that. I'm not like that, yo. I've been by myself my whole life. And when I was around people, I still was by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to comprehend what that even means. So, yeah, like, I only had the divine forever. And I've always said, ain't been too many people strong enough to walk with me or next to me. Because they wrapped in the world, yo. I truly only believe in the divine, yo. I don't believe, I know the divine. I know it personally. It's how I feel inside of me, and I can't change that thought. I done put those glasses on, I can never take them off. It is what it is. It comes out of me with a level of efficiency. I won't go backwards. For what? This is divine rising me to a higher pretense. You want to get there? Be obedient. Facts. And divine know your heart before anything else. You can say what you want to me, but divine knows your heart. So stagnation only takes place in a person's life when you not right within, yo. That's where that shit come from. Sickness, the availability for negativity to attach to you, and all this shit. It happens because you're not right within. I've sat in the middle of bullshit. Like shit spinning around, bullets flying and all that, and I'm sitting there just peaceful. If I had my homeboy, he don't live too far from me. He went with me one day, and we was doing a show. We out there in this wild area. They bust, bam, 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 bam. Me and him was the only one like this, looking right at where they were shooting at. Everybody else was ducking like, yo, why the fuck y'all ain't ducking? I'm like, duck for what? They ain't shooting at me. I want to see where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of peace that you carry when you walk with the divine, yo. You're not really worried about nothing because you know divine got you for real. It's a knowing, not a belief. To believe is like you don't really know it because you have to believe it. So that's kind of like a lie. You don't know it, that's why you're believing in it. But when you know something, it's different, right? Like, you know, you put your shoes at the edge of the bed at night. You know what I'm saying? You know you left that cup in the sink for you, you know what I'm saying? For you went to bed or whatever. You know that. You know divine gonna show up for you. And if divine ain't showing up for you, it's because you ain't moving right out here. It's because you ain't moving right. And I'll sit here and I'll be like, you know what, divine? Divine be like, just give it, son. You know I got you. And I'll be hurt. I'll be like, divine, man, I'm only human. Divine be like, I know. But you walking with me. That's why I know this shit is real. Like, I've been weak. I've been like, I don't want to do this shit. I be mad. I've been in tears. I done hurt stuff. I done bled. Like, I done fell all the ways you can fucking fall, yo. I've been there. And divine was like, get up and do it for me. And I would get up and do it for the divine, yo. And divine would show me. Divine would show me. Divine would show me with no charge. I've seen that shit 100 million times now, yo. So when I say it so nonchalantly, I'm saying it like that so you feel comfortable about doing it. I know it's gonna be hard for you. It's gonna be. But the love will cover a multitude of sin in your life. The love you have for divine. Yesterday I was talking towards the end of the live stream and I was trying to give you guys the example on how you know what um divine divine work looks like. Like how do you know you're doing a divine job? And I listened to it again today and I noticed as soon as I was about to give it to y'all, something hit me with an energy force, and I seen it. I know what I'm looking for. Y'all probably don't see it, but I know what I was looking for in my face, and I'm watching myself speak, and I seen when it hit me. I was like, that's what I felt, and I felt that shit, and I was like, okay, so I was able to notice it, but it didn't matter. They ain't really stopped nothing because I'm here again to give you what I wasn't able to give you yesterday. It's because they don't want you to know this shit. But they hit me with a big one. They hit me with a big one yesterday. It made me skip my thought. Like it skipped the thought, but it didn't take it away. So this how you know you really got divine direction. You doing divine work, whatever. This how you know if it's divine for you, right? So it starts like this. Something will come into your life via synchronicity. Somebody will come bring divine to you, the understanding of divine to you. Have a conversation, you'll connect some type of way, right? It's always the initial. And then after that initial connection, you'll get an experience of sincerity. Like maybe an event will happen, or somebody will come do something great for you, or you'll just get an overwhelming feeling. Maybe visual, it'll seem soft in the air. Maybe you're going through something and the pain on you is so heavy, you just can't stop crying or whatever, and divine just pull it right off you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's obstacles in your way and you need to get somewhere and all roads was clear and you just felt good. Divine removes the pain, right, that you're dealing with that stops you from proceeding on to what you're going through. So once you learn and you feel that, you're supposed to give that love that you received from divine back to the Almighty via respect and graciousness, giving the praise to. So this is why I always 400-500 times a day, all praises to the Most High. So you give that back to divine. Once divine is giving you that, you have accepted it. You have revered it back in being gracious. This is learning. That's learning. What you're feeling is a divine way to remove negative energy from you that you can never get normally. That's why it's so fast and it feels so clean. Once it's gone, or when the situation happens, it's immediate. You don't have to wait. You don't have no bullshit that's around you and no red tape. You don't have nobody in your way. It's boom. It's there you go. You got it. That's divine. That feeling that you get supposed to be remembered by you, so therefore you can take that feeling and understand the depths of how you are to feel when giving that out. So now you remember how divine made you feel. So now you give the translation, right, via how you comprehended that to someone. You're literally doing a divine act at the moment because that's what divine did for you. But the point in giving it back to divine is so you can understand that. So divine does it for you. You don't just go hunky-dory, I'm healed, I'm better, divine did it for me. No, you're supposed to sit down, you want to sit down, feel that, understand it, and give thanks. Feel it, sit in it, be still, and know. So then, when you sit there like that, you get a full understanding of that feeling. Now, there's a request. Am I strong enough to give this to someone else? Give it a shot. Let's see what it looks like. So then you give this feeling to people, and you see them smile and laugh in a way they never felt before. You see them emotional in a way they never been. You see them line back up with a place in them that they thought they lost. And because everybody does not show love to the divine, if you are a person that does that, you are quickly forgotten. You're quickly forgotten. And they might not forget you in the way that you're not remembered. They forget you in what you've done. And they try to reclassify you as lesser than. Right? Because they're like, it can't be possible for you to bring a feeling like that. Why not? Divine taught me by healing me that way. So why couldn't I give it to you? It was your job too. You went through it, but you was in everything else in the fucking world. You didn't want to sit there and listen. You got the feeling, just like that scar scratch on your leg. You done got it healed. You forgot it healed. You forgot it. You ain't checking on it no more because it's healed. Same difference. That makes you careless, yo. That's why you master these things with divine, so you don't have these shortcomings. But hey, who the fuck am I? I'm just Naga, right? You know what I'm saying? Just Naga. You know what I mean? Regular dude that sit down and listen to the divine because everybody be talking bullshit. I've seen the failure of people 1,000,001 times 10. That's normal. The only way you can shock me is by standing 10 toes down. That's how you can shock me. Motherfuckers ain't gonna do that shit because people ain't shit. Devon said that shit. You are inherently evil. The only way you gonna make it out of this shit is I guide you up out of this shit. Period. Look where we at right now. Can't make this shit up. You got people spitting on your own damn people just to try to make yourself look good for 10 minutes. Shit crazy. Shit's crazy. It is what it's gonna be. It is what it's gonna be. That's the world we in right now. You know what I mean? So, look. It is what it's gonna be. I already know. I'm gonna sit with the divine no matter what's going on. A bomb drop, they go crazy on TV, whatever. People start talking. I'm still sit right next to the divine. I ain't moving. And when everything go left, you're gonna be like, damn, I should have stayed next to the divine. Of course. Don't make a mistake by shitting yourself out of shit. You know what I'm saying? You heard? I know everything that's supposed to happen will, because in the power of the Most High, ain't nobody can really deter that. But the adversary will try to make either or side weaker. That's what the adversary do. If it can't get the stronger side, it's gonna go to the weaker side. If the adversary can't get to the stronger side, it's going to attack the weaker side. It's what it's gonna do. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? One day I'm gonna tell y'all the real Adam and Eve story. One day I'm gonna tell y'all the real Adam and Eve story. One more again. The adversary gets to the weaker ones when they can't get to the stronger ones. Remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all the real Adam and Eve story one day. I'm gonna tell it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think y'all gonna really want to hear it because it's next level disrespectful. It's not the way they put it. Nowhere in the facility of how it's placed. All right, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if I want to do it because it's super gory, yo. Like it's super disrespectful. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna hold you. Just trying to show you something, man. NAGA The Wise. You want a one-on-one consultation? Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Leave me a message. You know what I'm saying? Or hit me in the email. Any of that. You know what I'm saying? And we can communicate or whatever. If you just want to get like, you know what I'm saying? I got different sects that I do. It's just not consultations. Like if you just want, you know what I'm saying, pointers or whatever, stuff like that, that's a different, you know, entry aspect, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit I got going on. People just got to apply to see what's going on. So, yeah, holla at me, man. I got you. You already know the vibes, man. NAGA The Wise. It's always love. You heard? Peace.